Good morning, church family. Ron Branscombe here. Pray that you're staying warm on these cold mornings and days. I get the blessing of bringing a brief summary of chapter 13 in the book of Revelation. And let me first start with, I remember growing up playing sports, you always had the opportunity to pick out your jersey and your number, and I see it with kids today. When I coach one of our kids' basketball teams, everybody wants a certain number. Maybe I want number 3, or I want number 11. Nobody ever picks 666, which nobody would want that on their jersey. But we also we hear about that number in this at the end of this particular chapter. But in 13, we get the picture here of the dragon stood on the shore of the sea, the dragon being Satan at the time, and John sees a beast coming out of the sea, and he's referencing 10 horns and 10 crowns. And this particular beast that's coming out of the sea is representing the Gentile nations, and this particular beast that's coming out is what is considered the Antichrist. Now, back in chapter 6, we had a picture of the Antichrist being a peacemaker, and now we're going to see what the true heart and intent of the Antichrist is. And Satan is giving the Antichrist the power to create havoc, wreak havoc, and cause all types of chaos. And then we also get a third beast, or a second beast, that's coming out of the earth. And this one is considered the false prophet. And so we get a picture here of a trinity from an evil standpoint, with Satan, the Antichrist, and the false prophet. We also see that monetarily there's going to be one source of monetary, and everything is going to be basically going to be, you're either going to be with the system or against the system. And so it's really going to separate those who believe in God and those who believe in Satan and want to be on which team do you want to be on. And at the end of chapter 13, in verse 18, it says, "This calls for wisdom." And we're in a time where everything seems to be calling for wisdom right now, which is really important for us to be praying for wisdom as a church family, as individuals, and for our families. But this calls for wisdom. Let the person who has insight calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. That number is 666. And that's how this particular chapter ends. And kind of go back to my starting point of, there's a big mystery of that number 666. Nobody knows what that exactly means or looks like, but nobody wants to have that number. So that's just a brief summary of chapter 13. I just want to give you a quick update on the Branscombes too. As of today, 6 out of the 8 of us that live in the household have COVID or have tested positive for COVID. Deidre's dad, who lives upstairs, we have totally kept him quarantined, and so no issues for him at this point. But continue to pray for healing for us. Kids are doing fine. Deidre and I are on kind of the tail end of it, trying to get over the hurdle. And just pray that everyone stays safe, and just pray for us to get complete healing. God bless. I don't know that we'll be there this Sunday, but we'll see, Lord willing. Take care.